The USC Trojans are victorious in this game against the University of Arizona Wildcats. Um, the final score was 89 USC to 78 University of Arizona Wildcats. It was the the one of the big things that I heard in the beginning. Well, right after we played against Washington State last week, then Coach Miller was pretty upset. He said, our defense is in the second half was horrible, and the defense, I guess the word got around, and the defense was horrible in this game too for the University of Arizona Wildcats because USC shot 61% from field goal percentage, and we shot something like 31% or something. So, and they shot 60%. The USC Trojans shot 60% from three-point land. They were 6 for 10 from three-point land. So they did really nice from three-point land. And, I uh, throughout this season I've been kind of harping on, well, try it. I think we need to do more dribble penetration, more dribble penetration, more dribble penetration. So I think that because Mark Lyons did pretty good. He did quite a few dribble penetrations because in the end he ended up he got a lot of fouls. So he went to the free throw line 16 times. He made 12 out of those 16. So he shot about 75% from field goal percentage. So that helped the dribble penetration. But I guess USC also got the memo that they need to dribble penetrate because that's exactly what they did in the beginning. They just um, it was who was your guards? Byron Wesley, Gio Fontaine, JT Terrell. Um, those guys they all just dribble penetrated. Gio Fontaine, he was fantastic. He I think he only he had 3 fouls, but still, from the USC Trojans, he did a lot of dribble penetration, and that's why he was able to end up with 12 points as a final. Um, Dwayne Dedman. No. It was Eric Wise. I'm sorry about that. Eric Wise had 22. I was listening to the guys on the radio, and they were saying they couldn't believe that Arizona was in this game for most of the game because Arizona's field goal percentage was, well, they ended up actually doing pretty good from field goal percentage because there were some last minute buckets that they were able to capitalize on. But so they ended up with 40% from field goal percentage. But the 3-point land, they took 23 threes and made 7 of them, so they ended up with 30% from 3-point land, which is not too bad. Whenever you're going against the USC Trojans, which is shooting 60%, then that's not going to do it, man. The USC Trojans made 6 free throws. We made 7. USC Trojans made 6 3-pointers. We made 7 3-pointers. But the thing about it is they only took 10 tries, and we took 23 tries. So that was a big killer. We gave them a lot of opportunities. And speaking of second chance points, um, USC didn't do that good on second chance points. But as far as points in the paint, USC had 42 points in the paint, and the University of Arizona had 32 points in the paint. And I was looking at Caleb Tarczewski, and I can understand why he was kind of frustrated because he fouled out. I don't, maybe a couple minutes left in the game, but he could not stop their front. Their big men, their 7-footers, and he only ended up with 8 points. So, it it was a really hard game on Caleb Tarczewski, but I just hope that the University of Arizona, Caleb Tarczewski, can can get his head together before the UCLA game, because if we had such a hard time, if the University of Arizona had such a hard time with USC, it's not going to be pretty against UCLA whenever the University of Arizona Wildcats have to play the UCLA Bruins. Um, Another thing was fast break points. We had 9 fast break points. USC had 16 fast break points. USC was just, they were confident. They were feeling good. They were on fire. And once they started knocking down some shots, and they got that different coach now. O'Neal left, or O'Neal got fired, so they got their assistant coach is taking over the reins, and so now it's just kind of a free for all for USC, and USC, they're capitalizing on it. They're doing really, really good. I think a lot of the USC guys are one-on-one players, and that's why they're doing so good. But I could be wrong. I don't know. I might be wrong. But so we had 30 free throw attempts, and 16 of those free throw attempts were from Mark Lyons. But didn't do bad from a free throw land. We shot 76% from free throw land, and they shot 81% free throw land. They had 21 free throws attempts. Um, as far as rebounds, total rebounds, uh, let's see, USC had 34. We had 29. Ooh, that's not good. So the biggest thing was their defensive rebounds. They had 29 defensive rebounds, and the University of Arizona could just not get a stop, because every single time that USC would come down the court, they would score. There was something that they would do, uh, pass the ball off or assist, or yeah, it wasn't so much assists, because they only had 10 assists and we had 13 assists. But mostly what it was just their guys just made shots one on one. They were just able to get in the key and make shots, and we couldn't defend it. The University of Arizona could not defend against their defense, and we'll see how that goes with USC or UCLA. I mean, so anyway, the USC Trojans win this game, 89 to the University of Arizona Wildcats 78.